Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today we're looking at the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. It's natively supported in Star Citizen and provides precision head and eye tracking. A multitude of other features and settings as well make the experience a load more ergonomic. I need to mention that this is a sponsored video. Tobii said, "Hey Bored, you've got some of the best eyes and a big potato head. How would you like to promote the Eye Tracker 5 and Star Citizen 3.23's integration with it?" I said, well ahead of you. Zin and I both have them, and we've been using them for Star Citizen for a while now. We've actively promoted them as an awesome piece of kit for ages. But I certainly will accept your money, thank you very much. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 is currently on sale until the 20th of May with 15% off, so please check out the links down below for that. There is also a sweepstake being run by Tobii for a chance to win an Eye Tracker 5 or a Hornet F7C Mark II starter pack. That's running until the 15th of May though. Again, links down below for all of that and further details. With the release of Star Citizen now for 3.23, there is a vast amount of changes with flight and combat. You've got master modes, operator modes, and there are some improvements to the Tobii eye tracking in Star Citizen, and there are other features like Ghost Bubble and camera boost and stuff like that. The Tobii eye tracker is a fantastic tool to add to your belt for those of you that are looking for a higher end tracking solution, and it's sort of getting even better in 3.23. You're sort of being able to see it used for more stuff. The Eye Tracker 5 is pretty good straight out of the box without much tweaking. Just make sure you've installed the software and turned it on in Star Citizen settings, though it is worth putting in a little bit of time to optimize and make sure everything's to your liking. There are things like camera boost as well, which sort of act as mouse acceleration for head tracking. The more your head is turned from the center of the screen, the more sensitive the move will be. You can also set a dead zone for this. With a little bit of play, you're not only going to get used to the eye tracker, but it's also going to allow for some very immersive, intuitive gaming with the additional way of controlling your aim and view. You really do feel like an explorer. You are very much going to be looking at pretty stuff and sort of leaning into it and around it. Even the shopping experience is a bit different just by you looking around at sort of mannequins and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the new improvements to shopping in 3.23 or the cool stuff with the minimap and star map updates. I'm here to talk to you about flight and combat changes, master modes and operator modes. With Star Citizen's master mode update for 3.23, you'll have SCM and nav modes as separate modes. SCM mode allows you full access to your ship's weapons and shields, but you can't go above your combat speeds. You want to travel quickly, and you want to quantum travel, you'll need to be in nav mode. You move fast in nav mode, but you don't have your shields or weapons usable, so you are quite vulnerable to combat. Operator modes are basically specific systems within those two modes. Things like quantum travel, missile mode, standard piloting sort of mode, which is also conventional weapons, scanning, things like that. It's also mining mode, salvage mode. And when you're flying around in Star Citizen, be it quantum traveling, be it moving around to your next mission objective, or doing some salvage or mining, the awareness that head and especially eye tracking can add to the game is absolutely fantastic with the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. You can look around your cockpit, scan the horizon for ships, or just enjoy the sights. For combat, you can see enemies, threats, hazards much more easily and track them visually. And you can do that in combat simply by looking around rather than having to do some sort of weird presses or move your mouse into a position that isn't necessarily ideal for you. Obviously, if you're using HOTAS, if you're using sticks, this is absolutely fantastic because it gives you so much more awareness beyond what you would normally have. You're going to be much more aware of the danger you're in as well, so not necessarily the best choice for people of an anxious disposition, but if you're having a load of ships around you or there's some big ordnances being fired, you're more likely to notice it as you're looking around. You can even use eye tracking for assisting you in aiming if you want, but just for tracking a target while locking missiles or trying to juggle multiple things while in combat or even landing, it's pretty useful. Looking at what MFDs, your multifunction displays, looking a bit further behind you or to the left or right of you. For FPS stuff as well, things like the new engineering mode. It allows for a much more immersive experience while looking at the panels and running around repairing your ship. Now, for FPS combat, yes, you could integrate it into that if you wanted to. for sure. I'm a more of an old school player though. Give me sort of Unreal 2004 style combat. Adding head tracking into FPS normal standard pew 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 is a bit too complicated for me. But walking around, exploring, engineering, for that sort of stuff, it's great. You can see that ghost bubble on the screen in some places as well. That's sort of another feature that you can toggle to show where you're looking to an audience member or in your recording as reference. You can make it just visible to viewers if you want, or in your actual recording. That could be used to review gameplay that you'd recorded earlier if you're trying to improve your PvP dogfighting gameplay, for example, and you wanted to review that and go, where was I looking? What was I doing? But for content creators, I think it's absolutely superb, the little ghost bubble. The improved FPS experience in Star Citizen, the refinement of Alpha 3.23, and the bringing over of those Squadron 42 features into the game and just trying to get it into a much better, a bit less alpha state has really, really gone a long way in making things like the Tobii eye tracker and lots of other hardware tools and just the general sort of immersion of the game just better. And it's only going to get better and better as Star Citizen improves, grows, evolves as they push towards a version 1 of the game. I'd expect this to be fully integrated into Squadron 42, for example, and I'm looking forward to that experience using a Tobii eye tracker at the same time. Now, some FAQ stuff. Does it work with glasses? Yes, should work with most glasses. Some people have reported, obviously, issues with like mirrored glasses and things like that. I think bifocals, getting the light in weird ways as well, can sometimes cause issues, but for the most part, glasses work absolutely fine. Does it work in low light? Yes, works great in a range of light and almost absolute pitch black. Does it work with large and curved monitors? Yeah. What about multiple monitors? Yes, but it only works on the monitor it's mounted on, so being central to the screen will also help, and turning your head too much will mean that the eye tracker can't track your eyes if it can't see your eyes. Are they worth the price? That's one of the big questions, right? Only you can really answer that, whether it's worth it to you. So for some people, yes. For others, no. Are you going to use it much? If yes, and you like the idea of eye tracking and you think it's going to be improving your experience, then get it. The Eye Tracker 5 is expensive, and there are alternative solutions that use just like a webcam, but the premium kit gives you a high-end experience with this tech. So I love the Tobii Eye Tracker. I think it's absolutely great and a load of fun. I don't use it all the time for Star Citizen though, especially during like Evocati phases for patches and that sort of stuff. It does have a good value proposition for me though. It does improve my enjoyment of Star Citizen. I'm just very much looking forward to other gameplay modes like exploration when that's fleshed out a lot more. That's going to be so much more enjoyable with things like this. I'm really interested to know what your thoughts are, or if you've got any questions about the Tobii Eye Tracker. Is it something you already have? Is it something you want? Is it too expensive for you? Are you going to wait until it's cheaper in the future? Do you have an alternative solution that you use? Chuck all of that in the comments below, and I will leave you with a little trailer for the Eye Tracker 5 from Tobii. Links below for everything. Click them.